We will start a Pittaja Pratishaya. In Pittaja Pratishaya, according to Charaka, Sushruta and Vagbhata, Nasagra Paka and Pitika in Grana, Trishna, even Sushruta tells that there will be Trishna and Trishna according to Vagbhata. Jwara will be there. Ushna Pita Srava, Sushruta also tells Ushna Pita Srava. Vagbhata adds Ruksha Tamra. Ruksha, Ushna, Tamra, Pita, Srava. Kasa will be there. Mukhashosha will be there. Patient becomes Durbala, Panduvarana Yukta. Of course, suffers from Trishna. Then Brahma will be there. Then feels that in his Mukha and Nasa, Dhuma and Vanni are moving. So collectively, if you see, according to Charaka, Sushruta, Vagbhata, Nasagrapaka, Pitika, Trishna, Jwara, Ushna, Pita, Ruksha, Tamra, Srava, Kasa. Patient becomes Durbala, Panduvarna Yukta. Mukhashosha, Brahma, feels that in his Mukha and Nasa, Dhuma and Vanni are moving. So these are the symptoms of Pittaja Pratishaya. Now, as we have studied in Vataja Pratishaya, similarly here also individual symptoms pathophysiology we will study. Then we will study the treatment and how a particular treatment will reverse these pathophysiologies that we will try to understand. So this is how Charaka, Sushruta, Vagbhata have told the treatments. Like for Vataja Pratishaya, this is the line of treatment. Pittaja Pratishaya, this is the line of treatment. They have also told a set of symptoms. So how a particular treatment, set of treatments work on some symptoms. So what is the common pathophysiology among these symptoms? Then how those particular treatments may work. So that is the whole aim of studying the pathophysiology of these individual symptoms. So here we will start with Nasagrapaka and Pitika inside the nose. Some have told only Nasagrapaka and some acharya have added Pitika. That is Vagbhata has added Pitika. So what is this? Paka means what? Pitika means what? So it can be redness, it can be some pimple or sore inside the nose. So nasal vestibulitis or nasal folliculitis is the inflammation of the opening of the nose. Inflammation at the opening of the nose, that is Nasagra Paka. It may look like a pimple or sore just inside the nose. It often develops when hair follicles become inflamed. Infection is a very common cause of red nose. This includes any condition that is associated with a high fever. Even Jwara is there in the Pittaja Pratishaya. So idea is Paka, Pitika is there, some inflammation is there, whatever may be the cause, some inflammation is there and that is quite red. Next symptom what we will see is Trishna. Charaka, Sushruta, Vagbhata all have told that Trishna will be there in Pittaja Pratishaya. So what we will try to understand, why in Pittaja Pratishaya Trishna will be there? Is there any relation between Trishna or dehydration and rhinitis? And whether any documentation has been done that patients of rhinitis may suffer from Trishna. And then we will also try to understand what is the physiological aspects. So first we will try to understand what is Trishna, why Trishna is caused. Trishna is caused because of dehydration. Body loses water. When body loses water, it demands. So usually 3 to 4% loss of water person may tolerate without any difficulties. 5 to 8% loss of water can cause fatigue and dizziness. See, fatigue and dizziness, patient may feel weak and a Brahma may be there. This is also there in Pittaja Pratishaya. So if excessive water loss is there, then it may cause feeling of fatigue and dizziness. If there is 1 to 2% loss of body water, it is called as mild dehydration. Now, what is the relation between dehydration and rhinitis? See what happens. Sub in the nose, subepithelial capillary beds are there, and capacitance vessels are there, that is venous sinusoids, and arteriovenous anastomosis of the nose. What they do? They allow for large amount of blood to pool in the nasal submucosa and rapidly engorge it. This provides a wide surface for heat and water exchange and supports the homeostatic functions of the nose, that is air conditioning of the inhaled air. So nose has to condition the air. So water from the blood has to be transferred to the air. So when the excessive blood circulation is there, vasodilatation is there, vasodilatation is increased already. Whenever cool air comes, then what will happen? That will, the venous engorgement will be there, venodilatation will be there, more and more blood circulation will be there, and water loss can be more. If water loss is more, yes, thirst can come. Even only 1 to 2% water loss is there, then person may feel thirsty, and 5 to 8% may cause fatigue and dizziness. Now, is there any modern documentation? Yes. What happens in case of elderly people? The thirst sensation, that is the thirst sensation becomes a little bit weak. Though the patients have dehydration, their system does not tell. And if those type of patients, elderly patients, right, if during see, this is the work, dehydration contributes to morbidity in the elderly population, especially during conditions that promote insensible free water losses such as hot weather. In case of hot weather, in the elderly population, it may cause excessive water loss. This has been documented. Now, what is the whole idea? Whole idea is, what is disease? When normal homeostasis is lost, that is a disease. So when the person is feeling excessive trishna is there when nose is losing. This is we are discussing in terms of pratishay. When nose is losing extra water. Why nose is losing extra water? When venous engorgement is there, blood circulation is increased, excessive water loss is there, it may cause. So why excessive venous engorgement is there? Is because inflammation is there, and inflammation is continuous. So that is causing the continuous venous engorgement and continuous water loss. So what we have to do here? Here we have to reduce the blood circulation and we have to slow down the inflammation process. Another Pittaja Pratisaya symptom is Mukha. Excessive breathing through mouth can lead to Mukha, or otherwise whenever there is a excessive inflammation is occurring, so there is a lot of blood circulation, so water loss is there, that is leading to dehydration, thirst, and if not quenched, it may lead to dryness of the mouth, so Mukha. Another Pittaja Pratisaya symptom is patient becomes Durbala and Panduvarna Yukta. How a Pittaja Pratisaya patient can become Durbala and Panduvarna Yukta? What happens whenever some inflammation is there and inflammation is for long standing, then what will happen? More and more histamine will be released. See, these histamines, they will stimulate they will put pressure on the adrenal gland to secrete the cortisol. And after some time, when the inflammation continues for long amount of time or the inflammation is very severe, then lot of histamine will be produced, and that may cause exhaustion of the adrenal glands to produce cortisol. So adrenal glands will become exhausted and they may not be able to produce enough amount of cortisol. So when cortisol level is reduced, when cortisol level is reduced, that may lead to weakness, fatigue and dizziness. See, that is also there is in some other Pittaja Pratishaya symptoms. Brahma is also there. So why the patient is feeling that Durbala or Panduvarna Yukta is because inflammation, lot of inflammation is there, lot of histamine is produced. It is causing pressure over the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland produce cortisol for some amount of time, but when adrenal gland exhausts, then cortisol level will become low. So low level cortisol level, they cause weakness, fatigue and even low blood pressure. Now when adrenal glands, other than this inflammation, severe inflammation, other than this, when they will produce low levels of cortisol is whenever the patient is under stress or whenever the patient has met with a severe accident or some kidney disease is there, Addison disease is there. So then also level of cortisol will be low. Now Jwara, another Pittaja Pratishaya symptom is Jwara. So you please try to understand that what Charaka Sushruta Vagbhata have done. If Pratishaya will have so many symptoms, rhinitis will have so many symptoms, what they have done, if Jwara is there, if Drashna is there, if Mukhashosha is there, you group it in Pittaja Pratishaya. You group it in Pittaja Pratishaya. Even Chikitsa of Pittaja and Raktaja Pratishaya is same. So what they are trying to broadly classify some common pathologies, some common set of pathological symptoms, so that our treatment becomes easy, and we are trying to understand that. So what happens in case of Jwara? In case of Jwara, what happens? Set temperature point in our body is raised. Why fever is produced? Some chemicals are released. They heighten our set point of temperature in our body. Then automatically our body temperature raises to that particular set point. So which chemicals are responsible for this? They are prostaglandins, TNF, alpha, IL-1. All these are responsible for the production of fever. And you know when they are released, how they are released? Whenever some histamine, whenever some mast cell is stimulated, some tissue damage is there, some inflammation is there, all these chemicals will be released. So if they are in huge quantity, if the inflammation is more, then if these inflammatory mediators which produce fever are more in quantity, then fever will be produced. So why in case of rhinitis, in case of Pratishaya, when fever can come? When inflammation is more. When these inflammatory mediators are released, then they can cause the temperature, high temperature. Now what can be done? See, when these inflammatory mediators will be released locally, they will be entering the blood circulation through the local blood circulation and they will act on the hypothalamus. So if you do vasoconstriction at the local level, or if you reduce the inflammation process at the local level, these inflammatory mediators will be released. Or if you do vasoconstriction also, even though inflammatory mediators are released, they may not be entering into the blood circulation. So we can control fever in such way. Next, there is Tamra Pita Srava. The white blood cells in the mucosa produce enzymes when they come in contact with an irritant or infectious organism to repel the invaders. These enzymes contain iron, and by which the nasal discharge turns into green color, and if the mucus dries, it becomes concentrated and so may appear darker yellow or green. This change in color can occur with or without bacterial and viral infections. So without infections also, the color may turn into, mucus secretion may turn into yellow color, and red color or brown color discharge is because of presence of blood in the mucus. Now feels that in his mukha and nasa, dhuma and vanni are moving. This is what the patient feels. Now, how this is possible? It's very simple. Whenever there is some nerve damage is there, especially sensory nerve, if it is damaged because of inflammation, it can cause burning sensation. Even in allergy, it has been noted that the inflammation may cause the sensory nerve damage and it can cause burning. Another similar pathology is in multiple sclerosis. There also nerve damage is there. It is a chronic demyelinating disease. So because of demyelination, the outer coat of the nerve is lost. So it causes damage to the nerve fibers, and this peculiar type of sensation may be felt by the brain. So what has to be done? Whatever the inflammation which is occurring, inflammatory process which is occurring, that has to be slowed down. Whatever this burning sensation or damage to the sensory nerve is there, it can be temporary or it can be permanent. Next, CASA. CASA, it is because of postnasal drip. So whenever there is some postnasal secretion is there, it may irritate the cuff reflex, it may irritate the cuff center, and it can cause cough. Now, Bhrama. How the patient can feel Bhrama or giddiness? Already we have discussed. There can be 3 to 4 different reasons. One is dehydration, which is we have already discussed. That loss of 5 to 8% water may cause fatigue or dizziness, that we have discussed. We have also discussed that cortisol level. If cortisol level decreases in case of inflammation, if it continues for more amount of time, low levels of cortisol may cause dizziness, that is we have understood. Even nerve damage, we have also understood that this inflammation can cause nerve damage and it can cause dizziness. Another important cause is eustachian tube. So eustachian tube, what actually eustachian tube? Eustachian tube is the gutter. Eustachian tube is the gutter of the middle ear cavity. Whatever middle ear cavity secretions are there, they will be drained from this eustachian tube. And if this eustachian tube is blocked because of inflammation, then what will happen? Lot of fluid will accumulate in the middle ear cavity that will put pressure on the labyrinth, and that may cause giddiness. So what we have to do? We have to reduce the inflammation so that whatever the secretions are there, they can be drained into the nose and pressure is relieved on the middle ear cavity. So Bhrama can be because of dehydration, Bhrama can be because of low cortisol level, giddiness or Bhrama can be because of nerve damage, it can be because eustachian tube blockage. In all the reason, inflammation is the main cause. We have to reduce the inflammation. If we reduce the inflammation, this problem can be solved.